What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Sports Weekly podcast. I'm your host, Christian Royston. I'm joined by my co-host, Logan Shanks, and a very special guest, Iowa State defensive back, Malik Verdon.
How y'all doing?
Good. Glad to have you on. We'll just start out, keep it simple. We'll talk about the BYU game, your experience. Obviously a very late game for us, but I guess what was it like for you guys?
It was different. It was most definitely different. Being out there, I guess it was like 10 o'clock back here when we played at like 8. So I didn't know that, but I knew the time difference was going to be crazy.
Yeah.
But during the day, we was really just chilling, making sure like everyone's sleeping, it was good for later.
Okay. Was it kind of like weird getting used to not even like just playing at that late at night, but also like the elevation in Utah and just like the mountains and
you good. Hey, what's crazy? I thought that was gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really a problem. Like when we was out there, I was breathing good, breathing fine. It was after the game. Like literally after the game, we walked in the locker room, you can literally see everyone calm down, their body, start calming down. Everyone just got to coughing.
Oh, really?
Like just coughing. Like it was like your chest was tight a little bit. But it wasn't bad though. For the most part, he was breathing smooth out there, breathing good.
I almost expected to see when they got back from Abu scoring that touchdown to see him on the sideline with the mask, but yeah. I was kind of looking out for that. Did they have that kind of stuff out there on the sideline for you guys?
Nah, it was most definitely a topic of conversation though earlier in the week. Players were asking like if we were gonna need it and everything, but it was like really that's just like Denver, like anything past 10,000 feet. I think it was like around 4,000 or something like that.
Yeah, people in the media were asking Campbell about it, and he didn't really seem too worried about it. So I guess it's kind of good to know that players during the game, it didn't really seem to affect you guys, obviously, by the final score. So.
Yeah, it didn't really seem like it bothered you guys.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah. With like a night game, are you guys, like, what do you think of night games? Because I know you guys have played quite a bit of them this season.
I'm not gonna lie, it might be my favorite, like, to play in the Jack at night. Like, all hands aside, like, wherever we've been, like, Oklahoma was pretty cool, but, nah. The Jack is different. It's special. I can't lie. It's like when you run out there and, like, you just see everybody, like, fireworks, nighttime. You got the black on. Oh, my goodness. It's a different type of feeling.
Going back to the BYU game, I mean, what was it like for you guys to start out? They force a fumble on the kickoff. They recover it, but then you get a pick on the net. I mean, the crazy stat is 2 turnovers, and they only run one play in that first. That's just kind of what stuck out to me. But like, what does it mean for you guys on defense and special teams to have that going on for you guys early on?
It was a huge start. It was a great start, honestly. We want to go out there and be able to get the ball back right away. So, I look to my left and I see Will catching the ball first play. I was like, oh yeah, okay, we turn. Like, and then right after, next play, kickoff. Catches it, runs. I just see him holding the ball a little loose. I'm like, hold on. Boom! Bacon punched it out. Duty picked it up. Or Drew Surges, y'all don't know his nickname, but we call him Duty. But he picked it up. I'm like, oh, yeah, we about to be lit this game.
Yeah, it did seem like right away it was just all Iowa State.
Yeah, no, it was lit. It was lit. You should have seen our sideline. We was talking, yelling, screaming. We was all just lit.
Yeah. I actually talked to Will for it was yesterday's press conference. Yeah, he was pretty excited about it too.
Yeah.
Is it kind of cool to see like a young, like just pretty much every young guy on that team is just like super impactful. Even talking about like Jamison Patton too had a interception.
That's my dog. Yeah, he's gonna be the next one up. I promise you, he's gonna be the next one up.
He's been saying that actually.
So it was he played in the Oklahoma game, and we do this thing every week before the game. We cut players to watch, and after Oklahoma was it was TCU. I put him down. I was like, he's been playing, maybe something will happen. TCU was not his game, but he's been going off the past couple games, and I have a little soft spot because I know he spent his senior season at Ankeny. That's where I graduated from. So every Ankeny guy that gets a chance to play, like JJ, I'm like always wanting them to kind of do well.
No, yeah, JMO's he's a spectacular kid. I ain't gonna lie, he's really smart. Like he probably already know the defense like the back of his hand. So he always be in my ear 24/7 just talking about like, hey, what should we do right? How you feel about this? How you So he just loved to absorb knowledge. So that's why I believe he's gonna be the next one up, because you see his outcome he's starting to play more. He started the first time and he got a pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be pretty cool for a freshman to be already like absorbing knowledge like that.
No, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Honestly, like our whole freshman class that came in with JMO, they all picked up the defense really fast.
Really?
Like I'm talking about like almost out of spring. So like that's pretty much why they able to make an impact of the season this year.
Does it make it easier for them to learn, like, since
Oh yeah.
since like it's a really heavy secondary and like stuff like that?
It does, because like I just told you, like how JMO you should see it from the linebackers to the D line. Everybody's in the little film room 24/7. Always hey, I'm about to head over to the linebacker room. I'm about to ask them like what they want to do, because we gonna have to fit like that. Like, so you can see that everyone they using their brain. They trying to understand how to really play at the collegiate level, because it's completely different from high school.
Gotcha.
And then going back to like another road game, what was it like for you specifically to go back to Cincinnati and play in that atmosphere?
It was a blast. It was fun. Just being able to have my people out there. I had I think about 50 people come.
Oh wow.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. It took a minute to put all those names and tickets in.
Yeah.
But just being able back in that home environment, seeing friends, literally seeing friends in the student section, league. Like I'm like, oh, I ain't seen them in years. So it's like it was fun to be able to go out there and be able to put a show on for them and basically show them I still got it.
Did you get any attention from them during the recruitment process?
Yeah, I had an offer from them.
Oh, okay.
I picked up an offer my senior year after my first playoff game. So it was our last game of the season.
Gotcha.
And what kind of went into you picking Iowa State over maybe a hometown school kind of?
Coach Campbell.
Yeah.
Coach Campbell. That man, he's a great man. He tell you the truth. I mean, you don't what you see on camera is what you see off. So being able to talk to him comfortably and know that he's not giving me the rah and the Showtime this or camera that. Nah, he sticks to his truth. He ain't never gonna lie to you. He gonna tell you the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. So I love that.
Going on, or before we started recording, we were talking about, I was just saying, I was watching your huddle tape, and you played pretty much every position, and you were originally a dual threat quarterback. I mean, what kind of made you want to make the switch going into college, and what ultimately led to that decision?
That's a great question, because realistically, I never wanted to play quarterback.
Oh,
really?
No, yeah.
Were you just the best athlete, pretty much? Or one of the better athletes?
Yeah, one of the better athletes. My freshman year, that's kind of how it started. My team didn't have a quarterback, and my coach was like, hey, you want to play quarterback? And I'm like, sure. I'm had the ball in my hands the whole time, so I might as well. And it kind of just escalated from there. And then I wasn't bad at it, so people just was like, okay, we can keep using him at quarterback. And then I think around my junior and senior year, that's when I kind of grew out of it. I started playing receiver, and then safety, linebacker, running back. I was just doing everything. Yeah.
Is that kind of something maybe you and TJ talked about? Because TJ was originally recruited as a wide receiver, and you played some wide receiver in high school. Is that anything? Did you guys ever really talk about that, or?
No, we ain't ever really talked. I mean, we done talked about him playing receiver and me playing quarterback and stuff like that. But we ain't never broke down hey, isn't it crazy how we? Nah, it was never a conversation like that. But we most definitely be talking about how he thinks he can still play receiver. And
we saw Jalen Knoll throw a touch or almost a touchdown to Higgins. Do you think we'll see you maybe toss one to TJ on offense? That'd be kind of cool.
Hey, tell Coach Campbell to let me do that. I promise you, we're gonna score.
Maybe in the non-conference games next season, switch it up a little bit. Maybe get TJ and Malik out there on offense.
Yeah, hopefully, if Tampa don't get drafted.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
that's true. That's
just
true.
Spice something up for the bowl game.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of the bowl game, after a 4-8 season, is it kind of cool to see that? It's almost like everybody kind of had low expectations for this team, but you guys have come out here and been one of the best teams in the Big 12.
No, yeah. In the beginning of the year, stuff happened last year. A lot of changes, a lot of new people, a lot of new kids coming in. So, you never know what to expect, because a program can flip just like this. Like, honestly, like, look at TCU. Like, last year, like, not even talking about this year, just in last year, like, they went to the, you feel me, the college national championship. Like, the year before that, I'm pretty sure we blew them out. Like,
like,
so, like,
it was kind
anything
of a surprise.
can flip. Like, anything can flip just like that. So, you know, I don't really pay attention too much to that stuff.
And being someone who didn't really play a ton last season, coming into this year, what were really your goals and aspirations to kind of, I guess, make your way onto the field more on both sides, special teams and defense?
Realistically, just staying healthy. That's literally all I had to do. I'm not, you know, I obviously, you know, it's a blessing and a curse because, you know, me getting hurt, I was able to understand the defense a lot more than, you know, for me to be able to play the way I'm playing right now. And, I mean, that was really just it, just being able to stay healthy.
Can you talk a little bit more about your injury process and maybe like how hard it was just to get back on the field?
My sophomore year, I had tore my quad and my right leg, so it took like a 4-month process. So it took like about a month to relearn how to walk again and being able to build that muscle up and make sure, like, you know, both quads were even. So it took a lot of time, I'll tell you that. Man, I was getting up at like, I want to say 5 almost every day for like a cool 2 months. Just getting in there in the facility and doing treatment almost for like a long time.
Yeah.
A good amount of time. So it was rough, but like at the same time, it kind of builds a little character into you because, you know, you got to be able to like really push through and be able to. It just brings a lot out of you. It shows you who you really are because it could be really hard at times. I can't lie. Like, you'll wake up like, dang, like, do I want to do this? But then it's like you have actually great quote from Tampa. He said he had told me this while I was going through this, and he just told me to, you know, keep remembering your why. Like, why are you here? Why? Like, how'd you get here? Like, what have you gone through to get here? Like, don't ever forget your why. So, you know, that got me through a lot.
Is that someone that really helped you a lot, TJ, kind of through that process, or anyone else really on the DB room or in the DB room or on the team in general?
All them guys, really. You know, really all the DBs. You know, everybody was just trying to make sure I was straight. You know, I make sure I got food, water. Like, they literally bring bags of food and water up to my room, you know, when it was later. If, like, you know, I wasn't feeling well to come in and stuff like that. So, you know, shout out to all them boys.
And I'm sure it has to be rewarding, especially in, I forget what game, was it the TCU game that you got to pick in?
Yeah, that was my first pick.
I'm sure it has to be really rewarding to go through an off season of, you know, recovery, practice, whatever, working your way back on the field. I mean, what was kind of that like when you just kind of getting more reps on the field and making big plays like that?
Honestly, it was a dream come true because, like I said, I've been fighting for a couple years, 2 years. You know, I rolled my ankle my freshman year, and that kind of put me out for a while. So it was honestly just a dream come true, being able to be out there and like start to feel comfortable and like, oh, like, you know, I'm back playing football. So.
And then you talked about Tampa telling you it's like, remember your why. I guess what was your why?
My family, 1,000% through and through. Friends and family, they're the most important thing, hands down to me. So.
And you talked about Campbell, you know, really being the reason that you wanted to come to Iowa State. Was there, I mean, what was kind of that dynamic like with your family, knowing that you were going to go out of state, and kind of how was he really with talking to families and stuff when like he's doing the recruiting process?
Him and my mom love each other. You know, my mom, she's a huge fan of Coach Campbell, so is my grandma. So, you know, they looked at it and was like, go ahead. Like, you know, we're not worried about you, and we understand that you're going to be okay. You know, obviously they were sad I was leaving and everything, but, you know, I'm never too shy to, like, go away from home. So, you know, because I know they're going to have my back regardless of where I am.
Yeah. Have they been, like, supportive of you the entire journey, even way before even maybe like the first time you even picked up a ball?
Oh, of course. Of course. It didn't matter what it was. They was going to make sure I did it to my fullest ability. So when I picked up that ball, they made sure I did it with my fullest ability. Has
your sport always been football, or is it kind of switched, like maybe when you got a couple years into high school, you're like, yeah, I'm actually pretty good at this?
Honestly, soccer was my first love.
Oh, really?
I love soccer. I played soccer for like, I think till about 4th grade. And that's when I was like, all right, let me put it down and I'm gonna go play football, run track, do basketball. So, but football was like the last one that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just stick to this.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I actually played soccer too. So
Oh, for real? What
Yeah.
position?
I played like midfield, but then I also played defense near the end of it because I didn't really like running.
I feel you. I play
Yeah.
midfield too. It's a lot of running.
Yeah, a little too much for me.
You kind of talked about the youth of this team, and I've looked through the roster and the starters and whatnot, and it looks like you guys have, I mean, you can think about transfer portal, whatever the case may be, but potentially 18 to 20 starters coming back to have this kind of, I mean, really just on a trajectory where, again, like we talked about, low expectations going in the year. Now you guys are bowl game, potentially making the Big 12 championship. I mean, what does this say about this team, like that you've used this youth and really to your guys' advantage?
Honestly, I'm excited. Like seeing that, it's like you have these young kids and freshmen that are coming in. And it's like they already look like veterans. So it's like you give them one more year under the belt to develop and really learn the game of football, because you know there's a lot more to it than just learning defense and learning your position. Like you got to be able to understand concepts and what the offense want to do, stuff like that. So it's like, you know, they got one more year under their belt. I mean, it could get scary, y'all. Can't lie.
Yeah, I know. Like coming out of like when the draft class, when like Brock Purdy was drafted and stuff, it seemed like the new Cyclone team was like really fresh. Is it almost like different seeing like this year where you're gonna get that bowl game rep, but also it's almost like this team, but also is gonna take another step and return a lot of people going into next year where we're almost gonna see almost the same team.
No, yeah, we gonna see the same people and the same jerseys on the names on the back, but I don't know if it's gonna be the same team, because it's like I said, you really got to think about it. Like one more year under their belt, that's like physically developing too. Like Coach Kagi, he just came in from Boise, but he's a great strength coach. So like even with me, like he almost changed my body within 8 months. So it's like I can't wait to even have one more year with him. So.
Yeah, I know. Like before the season, they talked about the like huge weight gains from like a lot of people on the team, just like muscle too.
Yeah,
like
no, it's crazy. The craziest stat I can remember is MP. I think he gained 25 pounds of muscle.
Jeez.
Yeah, like it was crazy. So.
I mean, I guess what kind of goes into that? Is it just more training, better nutrition, or?
Nutrition that is something that we emphasized like a lot this year, was nutrition, and Coach Kagi he emphasized it as well, because he tells us like, yeah, we're doing all this like weightlifting and you know all this extra stuff that we're doing. He's like, but it's not gonna stay if you don't eat. So like they gonna make sure we gonna eat.
We've talked a lot about the athlete part of it, but really you're a student athlete, really, and we talked about this with JR. What's kind of like it been like balancing school with football, and like how you've gotten adjusted to it these last couple of years?
It's honestly, when I first got in here, it was a lot. Like, you know, it's time management. That's what I was told when I first came in here, and then seeing it now, it is time management. That's a huge factor. If you can't get your time management down, it's gonna be a rough year for you. But me personally, it can be a lot sometimes. But honestly, you just got to be able to prepare ahead, be able to get your work done ahead. Like, just make sure your work done throughout the week, especially during the season. During the season, I try to make sure I don't got no work on the weekend, because you know I don't want any distractions or thinking about, you know, oh, like I got a test on Sunday and I got to play Texas Saturday. Like, that's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just looking through your profile. Do you kind of pride yourself on making these like honor rolls and all academic teams, considering like just the amount of work that you put in school and on the field?
Yeah, you know, if it comes my way, it comes my way. But you know, I try to do my best ability in school. My mom's a teacher, so she likes to preach that a lot. If I do get on honor roll or anything like that, she probably the first one I'm calling.
What does she teach?
She's a second grade kindergarten teacher. She was second grade, but she's a kindergarten teacher, so she got a whole bunch of little kids that be running around.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
No.
A little too much.
Yeah, after seeing a lot that she be going through, I don't know if I could either.
Yeah. And I guess JR also talked to us, like, he almost has like separate mindsets for like school versus football, where when he's in the classroom or he's like studying, like he blocks out football where he's on the field so he can block out like school.
Yeah.
Do you kind of like have that way where you can kind of flip a switch?
Yeah, you most definitely got to flip that switch. I wouldn't say mine's like to a T of his, but I feel him. I definitely do. When I'm in school, I really don't be thinking about football much, you know, because it's like I said, it's a lot on your plate. If you try to do too much at once, you know, your plate gonna overfill.
Yeah. Just kind of last thing I wanted to really talk about for this season. I mean, bowl game bound with that win against BYU. How's the mindset really, I guess, changed, if at all, going into these last two games, knowing that, you know, you guys control your own destiny for this Big 12 championship, but also knowing that regardless, you will still have that extra game in December?
Me personally, and I think a lot of us, most of us, all of us, we not really. The bowl game, that was a milestone. You know, something that we looking at like, all right, like let's secure this, but we all know what the real goal is. You know, we want to go win a Big 12 championship. So,
Is that almost like make this Texas game just that much better, just knowing that you're playing like one of the top teams in the Big 12 at home, and if you beat them and then you win out or whatever, like you can – this is like the game that will decide like the path to the Big 12 championship.
Yeah, no, it'll definitely decide a lot, and I only think just for us, for a lot of other teams too. So I'm excited. I can't wait for Saturday.
Moving kind of off of football a little bit, one thing we talked about with JR was music. Do you have like a hype song before the game or during workouts or like when you're rolling into Jack Trice or anything like that?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if y'all listen to my music, but I like to listen to a lot of Detroit rappers. In Cincinnati, it's like a big thing. We listen to a lot of Detroit rappers. But for my pregame, honestly, I listen to a lot of R&B.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of R&B. I like to keep myself cool, calm, and collected before I go out there. And then, you know, as we get closer to like really running out there, like anything like that, then I'll throw some Young Boy on YB, turn up a little bit.
Gotcha.
You got any like favorite R&B artists then?
Brent Fires, that's
Brent
one.
Fires.
Music Soul Child, that's two. He's a little older. And who's my third? Who's a good third one? Who I'll be listening? It's Sonder, but it's still Brent Fires. It's just a group.
Is there any music you do not listen to?
I do not listen to country. I can't lie.
Yep, I feel you on that.
I cannot lie. I do not listen to country.
Coming to Iowa, you haven't adjusted, no country music?
I tried. I did try. My roommate, he was an O-lineman when I first got here, so he tried to put me on to some songs. I like one. It's the Tennessee Whiskey song. I like that. I like that song.
I love that song. That's funny because JR actually brought that song up too.
For real?
Yeah, he said he liked that song too.
Like, yeah, I like listening to Chris Stapleton because of one song.
You just can't hate it. It's just too good.
Nah, yeah.
We have also here just kind of, what do you guys kind of listen into like when you're lifting with everyone in the facility, and who's the best on aux at the facility?
The best on aux at the facility. Hey, that's a great question. I could think. Oh, that's a great question. All right, I'm gonna start with the weight room. In the weight room, our strength coach Jalen Baker, he run the aux, so it's like he'll play a lot. It just depends on the day. Some days we'll listen to country because Coach Kagi wants to listen to it, or some days we'll listen to Gunna, Beyonce, all that. So it's like, you know, we tend to like to mix it up. In the locker room, who's the best on aux? Ooh. I'm not gonna lie, Jamaica, he's pretty good on aux. He's a freshman. He just came. His name is Michael Parks. Everybody calls him Jamaica though. He be playing that music on there. I can't lie. Every time he walk in there, it don't matter what time, any time of the day. It could be 6 a.m. We just got there. You gonna hear him connect the aux, and he gonna start playing some music.
Nice. Are like the lifts different when they have versus like maybe like they put the country on versus if they're playing Gunna? Like, does it actually like affect your lifts at all?
Not really. I feel like It don't matter. Like I feel like I like my team and I love this team because I feel like we're very open with each other. So it's like we know that some people don't like country and some people do. So it's like if we don't like it and some people do, we'll throw it on just so they can get a little taste too.
And then I got a question. This is like one of my favorite things to ask, but like if you had a Mount Rushmore of like favorite artists, who would like those top 4 be? The 4 faces that are on that Mount Rushmore. Just any genre. Kind of a tough one.
That is tough. Oh, that's a great question, though. YB automatically has to go on there. Youngboy automatically on there. He number 1. Who's 2? Rio the young OG, he's number 2 for me. Brent Fires is 3. He got to be on there. Who else? I need to. Who else? Who else is a good one?
I do like the Brent Fayez pick.
The Brent Fires. Hey, and he just dropped a new album, and it was pretty good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh, Chris Brown, and I really love Chris Brown old music. Like I love his old music. Growing up, that's all I listened to. So like, he got to be on there too. Yeah, he got to be on there too.
Going back to kind of some of the stuff in this facilities, what I've heard is that you cannot find a better meal on a college campus than in the athletic facilities and what they feed you guys in there. Do you have like kind of what's like your favorite things that you've eaten there and the best things that they made for you guys over there?
I'm not gonna lie, it was a day that I think they brought some prime rib up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like this is when I first got here, so like I've never really had prime rib, and they broke it down to me like what it was and how expensive it was and everything like that. So I was like, so I tried it. Oh my goodness, that was like hands down. Like I was like, yeah, that's great. But my favorite day, it has to be the days when they bring out the chicken, like the whole bunch. They basically put like 4 big like containers of chicken with like different type of sauces, and then on the side they'll put sauces, and then they'll complement it with some fries or something good. It just depends on the day, but that day probably might be my favorite. I can't lie.
And then before you play, I mean, does the time of the game really change what you eat throughout the day? Because I've heard some players, if it's a like noon game, they won't eat anything, or they try and not get anything in their body. Does it kind of change for you, and what do you typically eat, I guess?
For me, yeah. In the morning, it changed for me because it's like, I'm not gonna lie, if we have a later game, then I'll eat breakfast. But like, if it's a morning game, I won't eat breakfast. I'll eat a little something just to like get my stomach, feel good. But we tend to eat like a dinner every time before a game. So like, if it's early in the morning, I'll just wait till the dinner to eat.
Is there almost like a scare of not wanting to eat too much just because you're out there hitting people real hard and getting hit real hard?
Probably when I first started playing, yeah. When I first started playing, definitely. But now it's like I understand the game and I got a feel for it, so I don't really, yeah.
Going in more to like hitting, what's the hardest hit that you've given and the hardest you've received on the field?
Oh, the hardest that I've ever given. It was so y'all want to like now or just all time?
You could do college or high school, I mean.
College so far, probably you can't tell this. But Cortavius, that's my dog. But it was last year we were scrimmaging and everything, and they had threw the ball out to him, and I just came down there. He got up. He was like, "Dang, Lee, man." Me and him be going at it all the time. That's my dog. But that was a good little hit. And then the biggest that I took, I probably I didn't feel this, but it looked pretty bad on camera. It was versus I think it was versus TCU. I had a tackle or guard pulled, and I just did not see him. Like I got hit. It was versus Kansas. That's what it was.
Oh, gotcha.
I came up the field. He had hit me. My body just went all over the place. I hit the ground. I got up real fast. Like they were like, if you would have looked at it, it looked like you didn't even get touched. But I felt that a little bit, but it looked worse on camera.
I know like some of these games, I'll see you play, but I'll like when you guys move so fast, I don't immediately see the numbers. But I'll like see some of your hits, and I'll be like, "Oh, who just did that? Like, oh, okay, yeah, it was Malik. Like, is that just like a fun thing to do? Just like being out there and just playing with aggression.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah, it is. I can't. It is. It's first game versus you and I. Like, my feet were I was just ready to go. Like, you know, because it's my first game being back from being hurt and everything. I was just literally, I think almost every play I got, and I feel like it was a run. I think I sprinted down there full speed every time. So I don't know. It just being able to have that feeling, just when you hit someone, is crazy. So.
Yeah, I know we are in the newsroom. Actually, like the last 2 weeks, it's felt like all we have on is just hard hit compilations.
Yeah, there was definitely a couple times a game I can catch myself looking down, and it's either you or Miles Purchase that will actually make a big play, either like a TFL or like they only gain like 2 yards. And I agree with Christian. There's a couple times like, oh, who got that? 7? All right, makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Nah, that's hard. Nah, that's definitely hard. I ain't gonna lie, probably my favorite during the season though, it was most definitely it was you and I when the dude was coming across, and I just looked back and they had threw it and I hit him, the ball popped in there. I was like,
oh yeah.
That felt good. That's kind of like what started it off for me. I was like, oh yeah, come on.
Yeah. Is it like almost cooler in a way, just when you hit somebody so hard that they just can't even hold on to the ball? That's almost like creating opportunities too for the defense.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like, and it's them. You gotta preach it. Like our coach, Coach Broom, he preaches like, you gotta play violent. If you wanna be successful, get the ball out, stuff like that. Like, we be running down there. Like, as soon as we get the run read, like, don't think, go.
Is that something kind of preached throughout the whole coaching staff on defense, like just the DB room, or does Coach Heacock kind of just enforce that every game as well?
No, yeah, Coach Heacock, he preached that, and he definitely does preach it. You can't anything too. Like, we hold ourselves accountable. If anything, it's like if we feel like, hey, like he was almost a little too soft right there. Like, what are you doing? Like, you never want to get outbeat from the person next to you. So.
That's a good way to look at it.
I will say I can't help but mention that, like, the progression that the special teams unit has taken on compared to the last few seasons. I mean, what kind of has been the big change for you being as someone that plays both defense and special teams?
I played special teams a lot last year. This year, I ain't played special teams that much because, they trying to take care of my body and everything. But honestly, special teams, they don't took not just the couple steps for it, but a leap for it. Like, Chase and then Perk, all them, they hands down one of the best 2 kickers I've seen. So, I always have this saying with Chase ever since he got here and he's been making field goals. I'll be like, take me to the natty, Chase.
Yeah.
Every time he make one. So, now he'll look at me and be like, oh, I'm going to take you there. So he's getting comfortable. And honestly, no, they took a huge leap because that's something that we preach a lot, like special teams. Like, in order literally to set us up on defense or offense, like, special teams plays a huge factor. So.
And just kind of out of curiosity, someone that's in the same room as you, Ben Nickel, I mean, I know this is a long time ago now, but how awesome was it to see him get on scholarship at the beginning of the season, and just him as a senior now, just the leaps that he's taken and the reps that he's taken throughout the season?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely my dog. He was behind me a lot throughout the year, and then, people go down and injuries happen, so, you start to move people around. But, nah, yeah, me and him, that was like my right-hand man for a good amount of the season, because it was, if I was, hey, I'm tired, like, hey, Pogo was right out there. That's what we call him, Pogo, because he be getting up. He can jump. He got some bunnies. So, nah, Pogo, he's definitely one of our bigger leaders on the team, especially with special teams too. He's a dog at special teams.
Yeah.
He almost makes every play from what I be seeing. So.
He's made some pretty big plays on defense. I mean, I remember specifically in the Oklahoma State game, there's a big run by the running back, and he misses a tackle at first and then chases him down and is one of the guys to get him down at like the 20 or 15-yard line. That was something, Christian. Did Ben Nickel catch up to him right there?
yeah. That was...
Hey, Ben fast now. You can't sleep on Ben. Ben fast. He came a long way though, playing safety like DB. When he first started playing, it was a little rough. Just like to all of us. When I first got there, I should have seen me, but Nah, Pogo, he's a great player. You should have seen like you and I when he first went in there. He had the break up in the end zone.
Yeah,
that's when I knew. I was like, oh yeah, Pogo gonna be good.
2 of them, right?
Yeah,
2 pass breakups and
back to back. I think.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
they tried him back to back. I told him, I was like, hey, when you go out there, they gonna try you. He's like, well, I'm ready. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
And then, gosh, I guess going back to just like, it seems like a lot of walk-ons are having success, or almost people going through special teams and then finding their way onto the field and other spots. What is almost like the importance of getting your reps in wherever you can before you actually can get to a spot where you're making like big plays as a starter on defense?
Honestly, I'll just use an example. Bacon, he's the prime example of that. When he walked on, because he's in my class, he walked on. He wasn't really playing much, walk on. He's kind of like just, watching the background, helping, learning. And then after that first year, he started making his way on special teams, and after that, he has not looked back, like once. So honestly, like speaking, like I think Bacon might be one of our best linebackers. So you better take your opportunity when you can.
Campbell said I think he said it was winter 21 or spring 21 conditioning drills that kind of stood out to him about Caleb Bacon. He was beating guys like Jake Hummel in conditioning drills and just making himself stand out. Do you think that's kind of like Iowa State in general, just like for football, making yourself known? You can have a walk-on that ends up playing serious minutes and serious snaps defensively, special teams, whatever the case may be.
No, yeah. And it's funny, I remember that because that's when I first came in 2021. We had Mike out there, Hummel, all them, and I do remember. He's not lying. Bacon was winning. Like Bacon was real, like winning. So that's something that caught my eye when I first met Bacon. But I think Iowa State is a big factor for that because I feel like in the history of Iowa State, they do have a lot of walk-ons that end up becoming like these, great players and, hit like legendary history players for Iowa State.
Seems like, have you talked to him at all, him and Miles at all, trying to get you in on that NIL deal that they have?
I don't even know how my last name gonna fit in there. I'll be watching it though. I'll be.
The acting's funny.
The
acting's
hilarious.
on point.
Yeah, every time there's a new part, we all huddle around like, oh.
I think they just added my boy Zach to it too. Zach Lovett.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna cook the ham and bacon and love it.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think I almost like didn't get that immediately. I'll be honest. Logan had to explain that to me.
So, I feel like if you say it out loud, it's common sense. But if you read it out, I could understand that.
Yeah. But he said it out loud to me. I was like, oh, I'm dumb. But now I'm a big fan.
No, yeah, I'm a huge fan. So,
have you had any NIL people come up to you, or is it just kind of like apparel stuff with like, I don't know, the Cyclone NIL store?
Yeah. I've had people come up to me. I've done a couple camps, for kids and everything like that. I'm planning to do one back home in Cincinnati. So,
is that a big thing for you? Just kind of giving back, considering like where you're at now?
No, yeah. I want to get back to my community back home. So, where I come from is it's on the low end with financial wise, and it's a little rough. But I want to be able to show them that like, hey. Like I'm from where you from too. Like you see where I'm at. Like it's not impossible. So don't think it is.
And I guess with that what is maybe like your biggest goal in life? Like
take care of my family. Like realistically, I know a lot of people say that, but honestly, it wasn't for them. I don't even know where I would be like here today. So that's my number one goal. I'm going to do what I need to do, have fun with my team. I'm going to get drafted, and hopefully get drafted, and then I'm going to be able to take care of them a lot more than that I do now. So,
talk about getting drafted. What's it like to see Anthony Johnson get his first pick? What was it now, a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
I mean, that's someone you shared the room with for a couple seasons, and just to see him just have this kind of progression in his first season, what's kind of that been like?
Me and Ant close. That's That's my bro right there. That's big bro. He honestly, if I'm speaking, like he's the one who taught me like how to read the field and understand a lot of things like within our defense and on the offensive side of the ball. He taught me routines, all that. So when I saw him, he got that pick. Oh, I was hyped. I was over there jumping up and down. I texted him right away. Matter of fact, when I got the pick, he blew up my whole phone. Like after the game, I opened it up. He just message after message after message. So I'm like. Nah, yeah, I love seeing like people, special people like him succeed because you can tell that he has a really good heart.
Does it almost like speak to just how close everybody is on the team? Where, you know, he's in the NFL, but he's still gonna watch your games and hit you up when you have success and stuff like that.
No, yeah, it speaks volumes because it's like. Realistically, you gotta understand like college football in a lot of places is a business, and I'm not saying it's not now, and because we get to the collegiate level and the professional level, it is a business. But what I can preach and what I can stand on is like our culture here, like it's crazy, like it honestly is. Like everyone is close with everyone. Like I literally could not go in the locker room and tell you like, oh yeah, I don't like them or I don't mess with them. I don't talk to them. I couldn't do that. I honestly think, like, even the walk-ons or the kids that just got there, like, everyone's very welcoming and very, very close, very tight together. So
yeah, that's kind of like been the number one thing that I've taken away from anytime like Campbell speaks about anyone. It's always just the culture is just different.
I told you, like, he preached what he say, and he's not lying to y'all.
I think we really kind of need to see that, like, closeness from the sideline. If you have any way of doing this, I would love for them to bring back swag surfing on the sideline. But if you have any ins in that, I think the Juicy Wiggle's awesome. But seeing people do swag surfing on the sideline, that always kind of got me hyped during my freshman, sophomore years.
I remember it too. I remember we was playing Okie State. I don't even think we were winning. We played it. We played swag and surfing. I think we was like down. Maybe like 3 or something like that. It was a big game. It was like third, fourth quarter. They start playing it. We was over there hyped on the sideline. Everyone's swag, surfing, people hitting backflips. I'm like, oh, this is my freshman year. I'm like, oh, okay, we lit. So, and then we ended up winning that game. Everyone stormed the field. So, I got you. I want to put a word in for you.
With people storming the field, one thing we were kind of interested with is, do you have like a weird interaction with anyone on campus or just like getting recognized at Iowa? Do you have like any of like the weirdest interaction with anyone? You don't have to drop names, but
no, yeah, I got it. I had one weird interaction when I think I was out shopping. I was out shopping at the High V over here, and I think someone that came up to me it was a man and his son and everything. They was like, "Oh, hey, Adrian Malik." No, I'm surprised. I'm like, yeah, what's up? And then I was like, can I get a picture? And matter of fact, could you sign this for me? And then I don't think he didn't have his like a pen or a Sharpie, so like he ended up running throughout the whole grocery store like to grab one. Yeah, but nah, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people out here should just show love. Like that's something I had to get used to when I first got out here. I didn't know everyone was this nice. I was like, oh, okay. Like I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah. Is it like going from Cincinnati to Iowa, is it just kind of like a big change, or like what was that adjustment period?
Nah, yeah, it's a huge change. I can't lie. It's the total opposite here. So it's everything that I knew. Like I had to relearn being out here because that's how much different it is out here. The people, the culture, places, stores, time. Like when stuff closed, like I'm like, oh. Like it's a huge change.
Is there anything that you wish you could bring from Cincinnati into Iowa, maybe like restaurant-wise or food-wise? Because just kind of a story from our point of view, when we were heading back from Cincinnati, we stopped at, was it called Hothead Burritos?
No, yeah.
I kind of want that to be an Iowa thing.
Hothead Burritos is good. For me, honestly, it's a local thing where I live in Cincinnati. It's called Jolly's. There's only 2. But I put that out here. It's like just a little like a Sonic. You know how you drive in? Yeah. It's like that. But, you get chili cheese fries, chili cheese dogs, footlongs, root beer. Their root beer is amazing. Hands down, probably one of the best root beer I've ever had. And I don't even drink pop, so. But I also know, like, you know, Cincinnati, we're pretty big on Skyline. You know, I'm not a big Skyline fan, but I would probably bring it out here just for people to try.
I wanted to try it, but
we did
they
not
wouldn't
get to
let
try
me.
that. Well, you know, the game gets over at 3. We drove, you know, we didn't get back here until like 2 in the morning on Sunday. So, you know, we didn't really have time to stop at
I think it would have been worth it.
Maybe.
I've heard some like mixed reviews on
No,
Skyline
yeah,
Chili.
some people, I'm not gonna lie, some people like live and die about it. And then some people is, nah.
What side are you on?
Nah.
Going back to the NFL, did you grow up having a favorite player or like someone that you mimic kind of your game after now?
Nah, but I most definitely did. I was a big Sean Taylor and Ed Reed fan, so like I'm a Ravens fan, so you know I grew up watching Ed Reed play a little bit, so it was them two I love.
That's what J.R. Singleton said. He said he was a Ravens fan and he liked watching like Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, all them. So
JR be so capped. I don't even feel like. Nah, that probably is his favorite team. Now that I think about it, I think I just like to mess with JR.
Honestly, that Ravens defense was like crazy.
Oh yeah, I like we be getting right. We be getting right.
Yeah. Was there? I guess if you think about like really good defenses in the NFL, is there one that maybe sticks out as like in your opinion the best?
Honestly speaking, I really don't watch sports. Like realistically, I really don't watch sports. I don't even know if that's a good thing or not, but I tend to like when I go home, I you know, call my people and then I like to just chill. I'll play the game, do homework, watch anime, stuff like that.
Yeah, big anime guy.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Do you have do you have a favorite anime?
Yeah, One Piece. Yeah, One
Okay.
Piece. One Piece, my hands down the best thing. I've been watching it since the beginning of high school. So
Yeah, I did notice on your Instagram your profile pictures Gear 5.
Yeah, Gear 5 Luffy. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Gosh, what was I gonna? Honestly, when you say you don't really watch sports, there are some days with us being, you know, like we live and breathe, like not even just Iowa State sports, but just watching sports in general. There's some days like, thankfully, there's not football on like Tuesday, Wednesdays, and like Fridays because sometimes I just need a break. I mean, we're watching
I know
football all the
Sundays.
time.
I don't actually watch football on Sundays because I just need a day off.
Yeah.
I mean, like honestly, you got to think like we're in the facility all day, and it's like we live, breathe, and eat football. And like, I'm not saying that people on some people on my team love it, like they watch every game. So me personally, I just can't. I just need a break for a second and just be able to go back to my world a little bit, you know. And then, you know, if the Ravens are playing though, I might throw it on a little bit.
Yeah, and when you do have like the moment off, I guess what do you tend to usually do to maybe like reset or chill or?
Like realistically, I literally don't think about football or watch it. Like I take a step to the side, I take a deep breath and everything. I'm like, just do what I need to do. Like school, it's a great distraction. You know, friends, family. I like to really just chill with my teammates, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
We just be chilling, talking, playing the game, just playing 2K, you know, talking trash and stuff. So
It's kind of safe to assume at this point, with this being the last home game and under the lights, what uniforms you guys might be wearing. But do you have a personal favorite uniform that you guys wear?
Me personally, I love the all black. I'm not gonna lie. I think everyone does though. But I really want to wear the all white. The all white to me is probably like one of our coldest. Like I when I seen Coop in that, I was like, yeah. Me and Coop, I look at Coop, I said, I need to put that on.
Yeah.
Is it just kind of like a different, like when you guys are getting on the field wearing the all blacks? I mean, is it just kind of like a different atmosphere when you guys are just kind of all together? And I mean, they always look clean, so I will say that.
Yeah, I mean, what Deion be saying, look good, feel good, play good. That's literally how it feels. I mean, you be out there, it's like you looking at the uniform and everything. You like, yeah, okay, oh yeah, I'm ready. Like it's a different type of feeling, especially if you feel good. It's like, you look good, you gonna feel good regardless what it is. It's like it's so much in the atmosphere. Like you're just ready to go. But when the uniforms hit, and it just double it up. So
Mm-hmm. All right, and our last fun question here: is there anybody on the team that you would not let date your daughter?
yeah, I'm sorry, Trey. You not touching my daughter.
Trey.
So Trey McGee, he's a safety. He's in the strap mile room. That's my brother too. Like me and him are like this. So probably him. Yeah, him. Tez, you not touching my. Matter of fact, none of y'all is. None of y'all at all.
Who is? Because JR said JJ Cole last time.
Yeah, who would you let date your daughter?
Who would you?
That's a great question. You know, I'll let Bo date my daughter.
Oh yeah,
Bo. Yeah, that's my dog too. But Bo pretty respectable. Yeah, he respectable man.
I did hear Bo is one of the funnier people on the team.
Oh yeah,
Is that true?
he's top 2 and he's not 2. That's all I gotta say. He's top 2 and he's not 2.
Glad to hear it confirmed.
I mean, that's all I really have, Christian. If you got anything else, but
Yeah, I guess do you got anything else? Anything to add?
Nah, thanks for having me on it. You know, I love things like this. So.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for
Thanks for
coming
having
on.
me.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was a great time. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next week when we recap Texas and then go into the final game of the season. So,
Yes, sir.
thanks for watching.
Thank you.
See ya.